So can you all see my screen, children?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll take up from the shape and size. This let us revise once again, or it's clear to you all. You all have gone through the textbook also. I said to read the beginning pages 3, 4. You all have read it in the textbook.
Yes,
At
ma'am.
least one
Yes, ma'am.
student can speak up if you are able to hear. Okay. So now we start with the next thing. That is, now you all know what are the different types of the cell. We'll take up that first. You can put today's date in your notebook and write down types of cell on the basis of complexity. On the basis of complexity. Noting everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Huh.
ma'am.
That is types of cell on the basis of complexity. Okay, so this I think you have done in the previous class also, that the cells have been classified on the basis of evolution and the complexity into two types. One is known as the prokaryotic cell and the other one is known as the eukaryotic cell. Anyone knows about what is prokaryotic? If
Yes,
anyone
ma'am.
knows, can tell me. Otherwise, I will be
Yes,
explaining.
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Little bit,
prokaryotic
if you
cells
have
are
an
those cells.
idea.
Ma'am,
A little louder.
prokaryotic cells are those cells which do not have a nuclear
Huh?
membrane, which does not separate their
Very
nucleus
good.
with their cytoplasm.
Correct.
Ma'am,
Huh.
So it is
Any
not a true
other?
nucleus.
Huh?
eukaryotic cells with have nuclear membrane and have nuclear matter inside the nucleus of the cell.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yes,
ma'am,
yes.
prokaryotic cells are those cells which do not have a
Huh?
well-defined nucleus, and the eukaryotic
Huh?
cells are those cells which have a well-defined nucleus.
Very good. Okay. So everyone knows this. Any other difference if anyone is knowing? So this is the basic difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Anyone, any other difference if you
Ma'am,
know?
prokaryotic,
Otherwise, we'll start.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am,
Yes, yes, say.
ma'am, in eukaryotic cells, cell organelles are bounded by nuclear membrane, and in prokaryotic
Huh.
cell organelles are not bounded by a nuclear membrane.
No,
Don't
ma'am.
say nuclear membrane. You just say membrane bounding is not there. Okay, the cell organelles, membrane bound cell
Yes, ma'am.
organelles are not present. And in the eukaryotes, the membrane bound cell organelles are present. Okay, very good. Okay, so now you have written the two types of the cell. You note down in the notebook. Let us see first this video little. Okay. Not coming.
There are many ways of classifying living creatures into meaningful meaningful groups. One of the ways of looking at living organisms is to classify them on the basis of the organization of their cell. In 1937, Edouard Chaton, a French biologist, first made the distinction between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Let's look at these more closely. Prokaryotes are the most primitive types of cell in existence since approximately 3.5 billion years. They are small in size and have a simple structure and are unicellular. Pro means before and karyon means nucleus. Thus, prokaryotes are cells that do not have a nucleus. So, the genetic material is directly in contact with the cytoplasm. Prokaryotes also do not possess any organelles with membranes. Some examples of prokaryotes are the different kinds of bacteria such as Salmonella and E. coli.
So how many students have understood what is discussed here? Did you all follow? So you will note down a little. I'll just
There are many
take
ways
up.
of classifying living creatures into meaningful groups. One of the ways of looking at living organisms is to classify them on the basis of the organization of their cells. In 1937, Edouard Chaton, a French biologist, first made the distinction between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Let's look at these more closely. Prokaryotes are the most primitive types of cell in existence since approximately 3.5 billion years. They are small in size and have a simple structure and are unicellular. Pro means before and karyon means nucleus. Thus, prokaryotes are cells that do not have a nucleus. So
now children, you all write down everyone that the first type of the cell on the basis of the structure and that is evolution, we are classifying it into the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. So prokaryotic cell, now I am telling, try to understand the meaning first of the word and note down that prokaryotic word itself is made up of, can you all see children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so prokaryotic cell you'll find it is this word is derived from two words, and what is that? Pro,
Pro and karyotic.
pro, which means before or primitive. What is the meaning
Ma'am,
of it? Yes, yes.
ma'am, you have written the spelling of prokaryotic wrong.
Okay, two times K is coming. Wait. Now it's okay. Clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear to everyone now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Take up the correct spellings. Prokaryotic derived from two words. Pro, which means primitive or before, means the first cell which was evolved, or this is the cell which is very old. Primitive means very old. And the second word is carrion. The karyotic word is coming from carrion, and the carrion means nucleus. What is the meaning of carrion?
Nucleus.
Nisha?
Nucleus.
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 So now, name only you try to understand the first important phrase feature of the prokaryotic cell that they have primitive type of nucleus. So you write down they have primitive type of
Ma'am,
nucleus.
voice is not clear.
Ma'am, your
Ma'am,
voice is not
ma'am, your voice
clear.
is not.
Its voice is not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
They have
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Try to take up from the screen. They have primitive type of nucleus. What is the meaning of primitive type? What is the meaning of primitive type? That is not bounded by nuclear membrane. Can you hear me now?
Ma'am, your voice is
Can
still
you hear?
not clear.
Voice is going. Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
अच्छा अगेन एंड अगेन इट इज गोइंग लाइक दैट ओनली और बीच में सही हो जाती है.
मैम बीच में सही
व्हाट
हो
यू से?
जाती है.
मैम अभी सही हो गई.
अच्छा okay so that must be some network problem only. So first important feature of the prokaryotic cell, is it very clear to you that they have the primitive type of nucleus, and what is the meaning of it? That not bounded by nuclear membrane, not bounded by nuclear membrane. So note down everyone, it is not bounded by nuclear membrane, not bounded by nuclear membrane. Then next feature you write down, noted this feature.
Yes, ma'am.
Then second very important,
Yes, ma'am.
now second feature you write down, the genetic material, the genetic material is a single stranded DNA, single-stranded DNA. Do you know what is DNA, children? What is DNA? Anyone has studied?
It is a
Ma'am,
genetic component.
A
denyclo.
deoxyribonucleic
Yes,
acid. You
ma'am.
write down in bracket for your understanding, and that is important. It is deoxy. Okay, deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. So, what is the full form of the DNA?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Deoxy.
Huh. So D is for deoxyribo and N for nucleic acid. So DNA. Everyone will remember this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now in this case, in the prokaryotic cell, we don't have the genetic material, that is the DNA double stranded and a long one. सिर्फ एक single stranded DNA होता है, and that is present in the center of the cell. Okay, so now try to see in this diagram, children, that this central part वो एक single stranded thread यहाँ पर ही coiled form में present रहता है. Okay, there is one thread only, and that will be present in the center of the cell and means confined to this region. Why? Because it is bounded by some jelly like substance. तो वो jelly like substance उसको क्या करता है, center में वही एक साथ रखता है, and you call this region. Membrane is not there. Okay, this DNA is not bounded by any membrane, but only it will be confined to a particular region, and in a jelly like substance it will appear, and we call this region itself as nucleoid. What is this region known as?
Nucleoid.
nucleus. Okay, so this thing
Nucleoid.
should be this thing should be known to everyone that they don't have the nucleus, instead they have nucleon. What do they have?
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Okay, can you read it
Ma'am,
from
can you
the
say that again?
screen? They have nucleoid. What do they have?
Nucleoid.
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 न्यूक्लियस की जगह पर इन सेल्स में क्या प्रेजेंट रहता है? न्यूक्लियोइड रहता है. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट फीचर यू राइट डाउन दैट नो मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड सेल ऑर्गेनेल्स. What is the next feature? No membrane bound cell organelles. Okay, no membrane bound cell organelles. So what are those cell organelles? So such as what all? Mitochondria. You can write down such as.
Nucleus.
Wait, I'll pick up. Next. Such as what are those? Mitochondria. Can anyone name some other organelles?
Ma'am, ribosomes.
Ribosomes.
Lysosomes.
Ma'am, ribosomes.
No, ribosome is present in this also. Other cell organelle apart from this?
Ma'am, Golgi apparatus.
Plastids write down. Okay, no plastids. Then no Golgi apparatus. No. Yes. What you are saying? I'm not able to hear properly. Peroxisomes. Okay, okay. Write down peroxisomes. Then what else? Mitochondria, lysosomes, plastid, that is your chloroplast and all, Golgi apparatus.
Ma'am, cytoplasm.
Ma'am, endoplasmic reticulum.
Cytoplasm is there. Okay, so
Ma'am,
this
endoplasmic reticulum.
endoplasmic reticulum. Write down that is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. These things are not present. Is it very clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? So this way, these all membrane bound cell organelles are not present. No membrane bound cell organelles. And then next feature you write down, that is ribosomes present. Ribosomes present. And it is of which type? So you write down it is 70S type. 70S type. So which type of the ribosomes are present in the case of prokaryotic cell?
70S type.
20 yes.
70s.
70S type of ribosome is present. Is it very clear? So each of the prokaryotic cell, now try to see in the figure, will have the cell wall. Then apart from the cell wall, can you see this red color covering here? So all the prokaryotic cells, they have a capsule. Mucilaginous capsule is there, means the capsule made up of mucilage, and that capsule will be protective in function. फिर कैप्सूल के अंदर फिर सेल वॉल रहता है. सेल वॉल के अंदर मीन्स इनर टू द सेल वॉल वी हैव द प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. So all cells, plant cell structure you have studied before.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
plant
Yes, ma'am.
cell has the cell wall. So same way these prokaryotic cells also have the cell wall. Okay, and inner to the cell wall is the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. Then inside the plasma membrane the fluid is filled, and this fluid which is filled, that is known as the cytoplasm. What is it known as?
Cytoplasm.
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 And in the cytoplasm you will find that all other structures will be present. present. So in that we find the nucleoid also, we find the ribosomes also, and the
Hello,
peptide
what?
zone you have to
Ma'am, your
remember.
voice is not clear.
Again it is going. Oh God.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'll say it once again. What is the structure of the prokaryotic cell? It is bounded by a capsule which is made up of a mucilage. Inner to the capsule there is a hard cell wall. Then inner to the cell wall there is a plasma membrane. Then the plasma membrane encloses inside it a fluid known as a cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm then there is a genetic material which is a DNA thread-like structure present generally in the center of the cell, confined to the center only, and that is known as nucleoid, which is not bounded by the membrane. And the ribosomes are present. These ribosomes are of 70S type. So now try to understand that the prokaryotic cell size is very small and they have a simple structure. They have they have
Simple
simple
structure.
structure, yeah,
Simple
very simple structure.
simple type of
कहीं
structure.
इसमें compound organisms present ही नहीं है तो बहुत simple structure है. Is it clear? And they don't have nucleus. Instead, what is present?
Nucleoid.
Instead of nucleus,
Nucleoid.
nucleus. Very good. Okay, and no organelles are present. And they have got additional structure that is the flagellum, which is locomotory structure, means helps in locomotion. So all the prokaryotic cell we find in unicellular organisms. Where do we find the prokaryotic cell?
Unicellular
Where do we find the
organism.
Unicellular organisms.
unicellular organism? In the unicellular organism. Okay, so example you have seen already. So I am taking the next slide quickly to try to see it.
U means true. Eukaryotes are therefore cells that have a nucleus. They are more advanced than prokaryotes and evolved around 1.5 billion years ago. They are larger in size and have a complex internal structure. Eukaryotes may be unicellular or multicellular. The nucleus in eukaryotes is well defined. A nuclear membrane surrounds the genetic material, and there are many membrane-bound organelles in eukaryotes. Unicellular organisms such as amoeba and multicellular organisms such as plants, animals, and humans are all eukaryotes. Here are some examples of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Let's see these correctly.
Can you tell me these examples? The figure which is there. First figure, prokaryote or eukaryote?
Ma'am, it is not visible
Not visible.
clearly.
Ma'am, can you zoom it?
Yes, ma'am, it is not visible.
Leave it. We won't do this one then.
U means true. Eukaryotes are therefore cells that have a nucleus. They are more advanced than prokaryotes and evolved around 1.5 billion years ago. They are larger in size and have a complex internal structure. Eukaryotes may be unicellular or multicellular. The nucleus in eukaryotes is well defined. A nuclear membrane surrounds the genetic material, and there are many membrane-bound organelles in eukaryotes.
So now try to see here. You note down example you have noted the bacteria, then the viruses. They all are having the prokaryotic cell. So you can write it there, bacteria, viruses. And now take up the next subheading that is eukaryotic cell. We'll take that. Yes, yes.
Ma'am, can we ma'am, can we write microorganism and prokaryotic cells?
No, all microorganisms you cannot write. Okay, because amoeba is also microorganism. Bacteria is also microorganism, but bacteria is a
Yes, ma'am.
prokaryote. Okay, it has the prokaryotic cell, लेकिन amoeba में prokaryotic cell नहीं होता. Okay, chlamydomonas, all that you have done. So many microorganisms you have done, but they all do not have the prokaryotic cell. You cannot generalize. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Clear?
ma'am.
Huh. Okay, so you write down bacteria, viruses. So understood everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
All the characteristic features of the eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cell, now write down everyone. You have heard just now in this video, you have seen. Now you note it in your notebook. Okay? Eukaryotic cell. The second type of the cell is eukaryotic cell. And this eukaryotic cell is derived from the word EU, which means advanced. What is the meaning of it? Advanced. Okay, and the carry on word means what? What is the meaning
Nucleus.
of
Nucleus.
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 nucleus? So they have advanced type of nucleus, or we can say that very well developed nucleus. It has very well developed nucleus. Okay, very well developed nucleus it has. Now, what you mean to say by that very well developed? Means the genetic material is genetic material is the double stranded DNA. Genetic material is a double stranded DNA. Double stranded DNA. And what is the meaning of DNA? What is DNA, students? Did you tell me?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Deoxyribonucleic
Very
acid.
good. Learned everyone, deoxyribonucleic acid. So this genetic material is double stranded and very important feature, that is bounded by membrane. Bounded by membrane. Bounded by membrane. And what is that membrane called?
Nuclear
Cell
membrane.
membrane.
Nuclear membrane.
Nuclear membrane.
That membrane is known as nuclear membrane, and since it is confined to the center, it is bounded by some membrane, that is nuclear membrane. The structure
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
again it is going. Oh God, what to do? Some network problem, na? Okay, I'll
Yes,
repeat
ma'am.
it. Okay, I'll repeat it. So try to understand number one, that this is derived from two words, you and carry on. You means advanced. So very well developed. Advanced means very well developed and evolved later. Okay, and then it has got a very carry on word, matlab nucleus hai. So very advanced nucleus it has, very well developed nucleus it has. And why we are saying very well developed? Because the genetic material DNA is double stranded and it is covered by or bounded by a membrane, and that membrane we call it as nuclear membrane, and the whole structure is known as nucleus, is known as
Nucleus.
Nucleus.
nucleus. Okay, then the second feature you write down. What is the second feature? That membrane bound structures present. Membrane bound structures are present. So you can give the examples. What are the examples? Membrane bound structures. Just now we have named. Okay, so Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, then lysosomes, peroxisomes, then what else? What else we
Mitochondria.
listed?
Plastids.
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria. These all are present in the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so the membrane bound structures are present. And now a very important thing, one more, that ribosome which is there, it is of which type? Ribosome is ATS type. Ribosome is ATS type. And what type we found in the prokaryotic cell?
70s.
70S type.
70.
Yes, okay, but in the eukaryotic cell, the ribosome is ATS type. Okay, so this way eukaryotic cell, now try to see the structure here. We can see the eukaryotic cell is bounded by the cell membrane. Inside the cell membrane, the fluid is filled, and that fluid is known as cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, we have generally in the center the genetic material which is bounded by the membrane. And that membrane is the nuclear membrane and holds
Ma'am,
structure. Yes, yes.
ma'am, what is the meaning of S in ATS?
Huh. S meaning Swedberg unit. Okay, it is the unit for the sedimentation coefficient. S is standing for Swedberg unit. I'll write down. Okay, Swedberg unit. Okay, it stands for Swedberg unit and it is the unit of sedimentation coefficient. Sedimentation coefficient. Okay, so according to the weight, the sedimentation takes place. So, if in a simple you can remember, the prokaryotic cell ribosome is a smaller in size. Okay, its sedimentation coefficient is less. Okay, weight will be less. But in the eukaryotic cell, it's more than that, and that is why we say ATS, Swedberg unit. That is 80 SS Swedberg unit. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now let us see further. So the organelles with the membranes are present. So in this diagram you can see, I just shifted this. So ribosomes are there, mitochondria, lysosomes. Now size, remember, larger in size. Okay, what you remember, very important thing, larger in size. Okay, then remember complex structure. So many things you are finding here, so the structure is becoming complex. Okay, so as the evolution took place, remember the complexity increased. So the first cell formed was the primitive cell or the prokaryotic cell. फिर जैसे जैसे evolution हुआ तो फिर which cell was evolved? Which cell evolved in the
Eukaryote.
Eukaryotic cell.
यूकैरियोटिक. जो
Eukaryotic
बाद
cell.
में evolve हुआ उसमें थोड़ा सा और कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ गई. Okay, so that way they have the complex structure. Okay, now this type of the cell, that is your eukaryotic cell, you will find in unicellular organisms also, and you will find in multicellular also. So try to understand that amoeba, paramecium, euglena, this all you all have heard.
Yes, ma'am.
Amoeba, paramecium, you have heard.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, so they all are unicellular. लेकिन उनमें न्यूक्लियस तो है. Is it clear? They have the nucleus. So what type of the cell do they have?
Eukaryotic cell.
Eukaryotic.
Eukaryotic.
Is it clear? जिसमें भी वेल डेवलप्ड न्यूक्लियस है मतलब वो यूकैरियोटिक है. बॉडी में भी सिंपल. The body may be made up of only one cell or it may have more than one cell. If it is having one cell in the body, जैसे amoeba, paramecium, euglena, you will call them unicellular, and some multicellular, तो जैसे हम लोग सब multicellular हैं. Okay, these many cells are there in the body. Followed everyone? So how many students will be able to sum up the differences? Tell me quickly. So I want everyone to write down the differences in the tabular form. You'll be able to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
we'll sum up all the differences. So now I'll take up the next thing. It is already 42, na?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So other topic I should start later. So now question you write down. Write down the question. Question number one. Name the types of cell.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
It's not
Okay, okay.
clear.
Now clear or not?
Yes, ma'am. Not.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so write down. Name the types of cell. Name the types of cells classified on the basis of evolution and complexity. On the basis of evolution and complexity. Evolution and complexity. So here you will just name. Okay, then next question write down. Write the differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Giving examples. Giving examples. Noted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So it's already
Yes,
44. I won't start the new topic. Once again, I'm taking your attendance. Okay, I'll stop the recording work.